What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. And I'm excited. TLC 2015. I can't do 15 with 10 fingers. So 2015, it's coming. Can't do 20 with 10 fingers either. But anyway, we're excited. We can't do 10s though. If you guys like the perfect 10, we can do 10s. I mean, we can start right now. We can start right now. Like the first match of the night, first two matches of the night technically, were perfect 10s. We had Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch on the pre-show. A match that actually surprised me because I wasn't expecting it. I wanted to watch the entire pre-show, but the network decided it didn't want to work for anyone. They were having some kind of maintenance issues or technical difficulties and whatnot, and so for like the first 30 minutes of the pre-show, it wasn't. There was no pre-show. They were doing a pre-show for no one, which I think was probably kind of weird for them. Um, but this match was not terrible. They tried to do what was terrible was the 12 days of bad. 12 days of team bad. That was bad. They should not do that. Um, and I hate it when Michael Cole mentions that it's Sasha Banks' hometown because then I know exactly who's gonna win. Because why would Becky Lynch win in Sasha Banks' hometown, especially in this like new WWE? Like every time it's someone's hometown, I'm like that person's definitely gonna win.
Except
But
Zack Ryder.
except Zack Ryder, but they just can't with Zack Ryder. I don't know why. He's hype and all, but they can't do it. Um, but this match was pretty good. I definitely liked it. The disarmor that Becky Lynch tried to lock in at the end, no matter what Sasha did, she kept it in. Ended up getting reversed, and then the bank statement for the win by Sasha Banks. Any thoughts on the pre-show match if you got a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I did. I watched it. First of all, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, the true all red everything. Just saying. Not that fake red-haired bimbo all red everything. But I really like this match. I just felt like, in a way, I feel like Team Bad kind of took away from how good this match could have been, because I think they were too much of a distraction to the audience in general. Obviously they were trying to be a distraction to, Becky Lynch at certain points, trying to cheat to get the win. But I feel like there's a certain point where you become too much of a distraction to the audience or to the viewer, and it kind of takes away from the match. And I think it did a little bit in this one. But I think it was okay because I was just excited for the match. Like you said, I didn't realize until earlier today that this match was even going to be on the card. I found out earlier when I was looking at exactly what time the pre-show started, and I saw that this match was going to be on it. But before that, I didn't know. So I was just excited to see, Team Bad, stupid. They need to stop with the acronyms and everything like that. Even freaking Ryback has TBG on his singlet. Really, WWE. But yeah, I hope they give her a push, Sasha Banks, because she deserves it, definitely. She could definitely do good things with Charlotte. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to say Paige is getting stale, but I think they need to do kind of revamp her a little bit, do something with her, change a storyline or do something. Because I'm not into their storyline with Charlotte. And plus, I don't really think she's already had the title like 2-3 times. I don't think she needs it again. I think they should give it to somebody like Charlotte or Sasha, who, give them a push, and then, give other divas that are on NXT a chance to come up to the roster and ruin them. Obviously, like they do with everybody that comes up to the main roster, they kill them. Or they put him in a match with John Cena, and John Cena hurts their shoulder, and then they're out for 6 to 8 months. That's what happens. So, thoughts
since we're in Massachusetts, I think it was obvious that we had to mention John Cena, right?
I'm surprised on this show, to be honest.
Next, we had the New Day versus the Lucha Booties and the Oos Owls. That's what the New Day told me they were called, so that's what I wrote down. New Day versus Lucha Dragons versus the Usos in a triple threat tag team TLC match for the World Tag Team titles. This match was really good. I think this match might have been match of the night, to be honest, just with the ridiculous stuff that was in it. We would see Kalisto and Kofi trying to get that Shelton Benjamin springboard onto the ladder thing going. We would see Kofi, kind of use the ladder in unique ways by, jumping under it and using the little supporting beam, going through it and, hitting drop kicks and such, but he gets thrown out of the ring. We saw a lot of people just throwing their bodies at ladders in this match, and that kind of happened with a lot of the ladder spots in this entire show. The belly to belly on the ladder to Jimmy Uso when the ladder was on top of Jay, that was pretty cool. Big E pressing the ladder. As he was stuck underneath it, he pressed the ladder. I was expecting Kalisto to fall all the way out of the ring, but then he did a little splash, so I was like, that, I'll take it. I'll take that. And then as soon as I wrote down, it was Jey Uso and Kalisto at the top of the ladder, and they had a little bridge ladder behind Kalisto or behind Jey Uso. I was like, there's so many cool spots that could happen right now, but WWE won't let it happen. They just won't do it. They won't take the chance. I was like, he's just gonna, get headbutted or he's gonna get punched and fall, just fall, spread eagle onto the ladder, and then they hit the Salida del Sol from the top of the ladder, and I was like, what? I just wasn't expecting them to take that chance. But it looked really cool. It looked ridiculous. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But it was a good match. I think this match was probably match of the night. The New Day do end up winning though. There were a lot of after Woods would get involved with the trombone, Kofi would end up climbing up to win it. I thought there were a lot of just really big spots in this match, which kind of made this match what it was. And I think that's kind of what you expect from a triple threat ladder match or TLC match. Any thoughts on the triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs, and maybe a paper was thrown in there somewhere match?
I got a few 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 thoughts, possibly 5. I don't know. We'll see. But Sin Cara's senton over the top rope onto the ladder, I believe it was on the Usos, was pretty cool. Normally, I wouldn't be into a triple threat match between these 2 teams just because we see it all the time. It seems like every other pre-show match is these guys because WWE doesn't build up their tag team division, even though they have the talent to do so. And I feel like we keep saying that over and over in these reviews every time. But this was a good match though. You add a ladder and WWE can book a pretty good match. But the only thing I don't like that I really hate about WWE ladder matches is, and I feel like they book this in every single match, is when the opponent gets on the ladder and they basically kind of wait for their opponent to come up and stop them or to get up there when they clearly have more than enough time to go up, and they just sell it too much. I hate when they do that. They did that a couple of times in this match. They just make it too obvious. If you're gonna do that, um, don't get on the ladder until your opponent's closer to make it more believable that they just made it in time. Not that you've waited for half an hour on the one rung, because why would you do that? It just looks dumb. And I don't know of any other companies that really do that. They don't oversell like that, or make make waiting on the ladder so obvious. But again, this was a really good match. Obviously, clearly, the MVPs of this match were the Lucha Dragons.
The Lucha Booties.
The you can call them whatever they want. They are the rightful WWE Tag Team Champions until my boys, Big Cass and Enzo, come up and they want the titles, and they're going to take the titles as soon as they win the NXT titles. But that's going to happen pretty soon. It's probably not going to happen because WWE hates them for some reason. But anyway, the rightful tag team champions are the Lucha Dragons. They earned it tonight, and then cheaters with trombones came in and cheated.
All right. I'm probably not going to talk about the video tonight. There was nothing that just stuck out to me in any of them. They were kind of helpful to me because I haven't been able to watch Raw that much. So they were kind of helpful to me, kind of building up the feud, because the whole Ryback and Rusev feud, I had no idea why it was even happening. But Lana was there, and Lana, she was there. I like the new outfits that they have for her now, though. I liked it when she was with Dolph Ziggler, because they kind of gave her some casual wear, which was just something different. And now she's not back in the business suit or anything, but she's still kind of somewhat formal. But Casey, you got something to say about Lana? Because we all have something to say about Lana.
I just wish that they would book it somehow to where they can drop the stupid fake accent, because I want to like Lana, and I like Lana. It's just the horribly bad fake accent. We all know you're from Florida. We've been on Wikipedia. We know you from Florida. You are not from Russia. You liar. It's just, it's so bad. I think they just need to somehow drop it, and it would be a lot better. Because I like her. She's better than other blondes in NXT who are apparently got hurt in the last episode of Breaking Ground, which I feel bad, because I like her as a person on Breaking Ground. I just don't like her in NXT. But we're not talking about that. We'll talk about that later. But I just they need. It's a painfully bad fake accent is basically what I'm getting at, and they need to stop it. Just stop.
But it's not. We got Rusev versus Ryback, and I thought this match for two big guys, I thought it was pretty good. I like, for some reason, I really like these two guys. I like Ryback. I've always liked Ryback, except when it was Skip Sheffield. I hated him. But ever since he's been Ryback, I've liked it. Skip Sheffield was
that meathead.
Yeah, I just didn't like him. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. Him and one other, not Michael Tarver, but it was one other guy that it was Husky Harris. And now I only disliked one of them. I don't know if it was Husky Harris or if it was Skip Sheffield, but one of them I really hated. They were in that Michael Tarver mold. I hated them. That's what Michael Tarver needs, a gimmick change. That's what it is. But this match was, pretty good. I liked it. They were going for the little suplex. They were going back and forth with the suplex, and somebody's gonna suplex somebody. It's gonna happen. and the crowd was just booing, and I was like, that's unfortunate for these guys because they're not doing anything wrong. They're just doing what they can do. You know, I just feel like there's not a lot of appreciation for these big guy kind of the big guy matches. Shout out to Ryback. DBG. Shout out to DBG or TBG. Excuse me. Unless we're going the big guy. Either way it works. It works out either way. But I think this match was pretty good. I liked it. I love Rusev. Greatest seller of all time. Love him. Love that man. He ends up winning with a round kick followed by the accolade. Lana got involved a little bit. It's obvious they're gonna try to. I think Lana works well as a heel though, just because she's one of those. She reminds me of who we were talking about this with someone else. And I remember you said you made the comparison, but she reminds me of like that cheerleader that would like just blow you off all the time or something like that, like like in school. She just reminds me of that because like she seems like she's like really cocky to me, just as a person. I feel like she could like give off that vibe. Any thoughts on this match?
I mean, I know you like the big guy matches, right? You like when the big guys get into. Have you seen Michael Elgin? I mean,
I have. I even like them when they're huge.
So you like Big Show?
Okay, I mean,
no, we're not talking about the ladies. We're not talking about ladies. I know you like them when they're huge ladies. I know that. That's why clearly Nia Jax is going to be on your Survivor Series team because she's a huge. Anyway,
Flyer Jax. Flyer.
Yeah,
Jax.
Flyer Jax. But let's see the highlights of this match. There, Lana was in this match. That was a highlight. And again, Ryback did his best impression of a falling couch. Good job, Ryback. Other than that, next match. I didn't like this match at all. I was not looking forward to it. I didn't realize it was on the card before today, and just I don't know. I don't understand this. I think part of it is I don't get the storyline. I don't understand how Ryback, even when they showed like the recap and the video package, I was like, so what the hell does he have to do with anything? I don't get it. Like, there's no history here. Nothing was built up. Ryback just randomly came out, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get the storyline either. I was really confused. Even with the video package, I was like, what? Wait, what? But next we would get Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but all the champions except for Charlotte came out first tonight, and it was just really weird to me. Yes, Case.
Before we get into that, there was one. There was two video packages or promos that I wanted to talk about. First one was the one right before this, when Reigns and Ambrose are talking in the back, and Ambrose is like, he's saying he's gonna win the title, and then Reigns is like, I'm gonna break every rung of that ladder with Sheamus's head and blah blah blah. I couldn't help but laugh because I was just thinking, all the things that Reigns said he was gonna do doesn't even compare to things that Ambrose has done in like CZW. I was like, come on now, like he's got to be laughing just in his head, like no. And then also, for some reason, there was a K Jewelers from video package where this guy, I guess there's a story on WWE.com/K. I didn't look, where he he went to a K Jewelers with I think is it Jey Uso or Jimmy that's married to Naomi? I think it's Jimmy. And Naomi, and they helped him pick out a ring for his fiance. And the way they edited it, they made it look like Naomi knows what she's talking about rings. She's like, "This is a princess cut, blah blah blah." I'm like, what? And then they show them in the ring, and it's an empty arena, and they go in the ring, and I'm like, she has to know there's something going on. They don't just randomly get access to the WWE arena for no reason. Like, she's got to know something's going on. And then she acts all surprised when he proposes. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. WWE is getting really cheap with their sponsors now, and it's bad. It's
I was like, so all I got is ask. I
was like, what?
Can I use your room to propose to my lady friend? That's all I have to do. I thought it was weird too. I was like, what? Like, number one, like, he was like telling his story, his part of the story, and he's like, yeah, I'm mixing the two things I love together, and I was like, but it's not really gonna have the same effect if she's not like a wrestling fan. Like, if she was a wrestling fan, it would make a little bit more sense, because I mean, maybe she was, but he didn't say that. So I'm thinking she just, his girl who he just had, she might like watch wrestling with him every once in a while, but like, it's not like her thing. I just thought it was weird. Like I'm like, number one, why would you do it in the ring? Like, I get it, it's like one of those dream moments and whatnot, but like, if she doesn't like that, why would that be something you would do? Like, cause like, the proposal thing is kind of her thing, like you do all the work, but like, it's kind of like her moment, unless she says no, then it turns into your bad moment. But I don't know. I just thought it was just weird in general, and it was randomly placed. It was just like randomly there. I'm like, what? Like, can they just be back there eating chicken fries or something? Like, anything but this. Oh,
and there was nobody around the ring. There was like no superstars around the ring. It was just them randomly by themselves in the ring, and then they show like Jimmy and Naomi, like, I guess on the ramp or something. Yeah, you the man. You my boy, Blue. I don't know what he said, something like that. But it felt really awkward, and I kind of wanted her to say no just to see his reaction. I really did.
Alrighty. Let's continue. We got Alberto Del Patron. Alberto Del Rio. I think we were thinking the same thing there. Going up against Jack Swagger, the All-American American. I don't know why they had to say that multiple times when they used to call him that. I always thought that was weird. I was like, why they say it so many times? But this match, I just thought it was weird it had a stipulation to it. I thought this match would have been better just as a normal wrestling match. After Casey like explained to me the whole chairs within submissions thing, like, yes, the Patriot looks really bad with a chair around it. It's just kind of there as a prop. The arm breaker can kind of go with it, but I don't know. They're like, they don't bring any like uniqueness to it. Like, I feel like if like Ring of Honor did it, like they would do something like ridiculous. Like if Kyle O'Reilly did it, he'd do something ridiculous, and he'd be like, "Wait, what just happened?" But this match was, it was pretty good. It wasn't terrible. I'm glad that Swagger's getting some sort of push. Del Rio ends up winning with the double foot style onto the chair pile in the corner. But I don't know what they're doing with Swagger. They bring him back every year for about 1 to 2 months, and then he ends up losing and going back to Superstars. So I don't know what they're doing with Jack Swagger. I don't know why they don't do anything with him. I think he's a talented guy. They just I don't know why they feel like he's so overexposed with the whole championship run, but I'm like they changed his gimmick and people like it, or they at least liked it. And then they re-debuted him. I know we were talking about this before, but they re-debuted him with the whole, still the same gimmick with that terrible shirt with somebody's hand-drawn hand on there. Somebody closed their eyes and just drew the hand on there. It was bad. I hate that shirt. I would never buy that shirt. If they gave me that shirt, I'd probably wear it. But um, you know, I just thought this match it wasn't bad. I just feel like these guys could do a better just wrestling match just because they are so technically savvy because of their backgrounds. Any thoughts on Alberto Del Rio retaining his United States title of the nation
of Mexico? I just didn't like this match. And I think it's partially because I'm not a huge, at least in WWE, I'm not a huge fan of, I'll say at least Alberto, because I haven't seen Jack Swagger in any other promotions to compare. But I mean, seeing Alberto in like Ring of Honor for that short period of time, it was so refreshing, and I liked it so much more because I felt like they used him better, and it was something new and exciting, and I kind of wish he stayed there. Obviously, probably came back for better pay, whatever. But I just, these guys kind of, in a way, bore me. I think with Jack Swagger, part of it is because they don't change it. They didn't change anything about his gimmick. I feel like maybe if they changed his gimmick, I might have been a little bit more into it just to see change. And also, like you said, Jack Swagger seems to be one of those guys that they bring back every year for like 2-3 months. Don't do anything with him, but give him a push, but they don't do anything with him. And then he like gets hurt or just put down on like Superstars or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he needs a tag team. I felt like he's always been better in a tag team for some reason. Like when he was in the Real Americans, I felt like he was better. Or even when he had Zeb Coulter, he was better. I feel like he's one of those guys who kind of gets lost by himself a little bit. And then as for the match, that Patriot lock with the chair, it did nothing. It literally did nothing for the move. I could just see Kyle O'Reilly watching that spot and just going, what the hell is he doing? How is this the top wrestling promotion in the world when they do stupid shit like that? Next thing they're going to do is they're going to bring like a chair in the ring. They're just going to place it next to the guy and be like, oh, he's using the chair, but not do anything with it. It's just that it was just around his leg. It wasn't even closed on his leg. It would. I don't get it. I think this is the thing where, for stupid spots like that, WWE needs to put a part on the network where they explain what that was supposed to be. So, I mean, obviously, they're smarter than us, so they understand how that works. They understand, the science behind it,
Yeah, they need Taz for that. He's got all the technical mumbo jumbo down.
Yeah. I could see Taz trying to explain that. Well, you see.
Alrighty. The next the next thing that caught my attention was we had a team. I don't know, every time EC3 for some reason, because I don't write ECW all the time. So Every time I try to write ECW, I write EC3. I did it twice in these notes alone, and I know I like caught myself doing it a couple of times. But uh, Team ECW had an interview with JoJo. I don't know what the interview was about because JoJo was there. Because JoJo was there, and I'm in love. I love you, girl. I no, but I honestly have no idea what the interview was about. I just wanted to put that they had an interview with JoJo so I could put down JoJo in my notes. I mean, do you have any thoughts on the interview that JoJo was in?
I mean, you know, but Bubba did a lot of the talking. And there was words. There was words, but and you know, normally I'm like, you know, JoJo's cute. I get it. You know, she's an attractive girl. You know, I give her that. Did you see the slit in that dress though? Did you see all of that leg though?
She was
Woo! Girl.
Oh, speaking of like I don't know why, but Xavier Woods, every time he says tricep meat, I just crack up so much. Every time he uses that phrase, the phrase tricep meat gets me every time. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, I wanted to give you two matches, and then I lost track of my matches. So I'm gonna give you Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, and then I'm gonna give you probably the main event. So we got team, as I put it, EC3, and EC3 wasn't even in the arena, I don't think. Team ECW versus the Wyatt family. I thought this match was good just because there were more weapons than the tables. Because for some reason with WWE, if it's a specific match with a specific weapon, a tables match, they act like you can't use any other weapon or you're going to like, you know, explode, die, you know, you might not make it through the match, something. The commentators always play that up, like the chairs match. They were like, all chairs are legal. But they don't act like anything else is legal. But yeah, like I was glad that the ECW guys, or well, Dreamer, Rhino, and the Dudleys brought out some different weapons, more so Dreamer than anyone. But they didn't really use them correctly. Like they used them kind of weird. They used them kind of softly. I felt like the table spots in this match were weak, to me personally. They set up some good spots, but then they were like, no. I thought it was funny when Devon was on the table and Harper was gonna jump on him. He moves out of the way and the table breaks. And I was like, wait, what? What just happened? I was just so confused. And I know we were doing a review of Justin. And I know the first thing I thought, and I know Justin thought, he's fat. He's fat. Save myself. It was just so funny to me watching some of these tables break. He slides off the table and the table breaks. I know a table just like collapsed out on the stage. Like somebody barely hit it and like the leg just bent in completely. And then freaking Strowman just kicks through the table. Makes me want to go upstairs and just kick through my kitchen table and see if it works. I don't think it's going to, but I just want to try it. The table spots were just really weak in this match. The tables were really like just weak in general. Any thoughts on this match that the Wyatt family ends up winning?
This match. This was, first off, I don't, like I said in our other video, I don't like them either. First off, calling them Team Extreme, because we all know Team Extreme are the Hardys and Lita, okay? Also, I don't like them necessarily calling them Team ECW because I feel like that's just WWE's way of trying to, you know, we killed ECW, blah blah blah. Let's bring that up for the 8 millionth time. It's kind of similar to what they do with WCW, and Sting. But anyway, we're not talking about Sting right now. You know, I feel like, and I agree with you when you know they say, especially like in a chairs match or in a tables match, or all tables are legal, all chairs are legal, all blah blah blah. But it's a no disqualification match, so doesn't that technically make it a hardcore match? I did like how the first thing that Dreamer does is he gets every weapon from under the ring. Everything. He gets, you know, kendo sticks. He got like I think there was like a yield sign he got out. I don't know why that's under a ring. I don't question what's under a ring anymore. I don't know, you know, just random stuff. But you know, Devon, I feel like now it's the infamous table break from Devon that didn't do anything. It just broke because they clearly got the cheap tables for this match. You know, they didn't want to pay the extra money for the ones that actually hold until they're supposed to break. They just got the cheap ones. I didn't like that Rowan was the only member of the Wyatt family to get eliminated. Yeah, there was a nice Michinoku driver on Rhino by Harper. I like that, especially for a big guy doing the Michinoku driver. You normally saw that from smaller guys. It's kind of, I feel like it's a driver that's kind of tailored to smaller guys. You don't usually see big guys doing it. So that was kind of cool. Something kind of going with, you know, the weak table spots. I felt like something about this match just wasn't as good as I expected it to be. And also the eliminations were weird. Just the way they were, you know, and I think that just was because the table spots seemed weak in this match. But then when you get to the main event, they seemed really hard. Like the main event ones seemed painful. These ones just seemed like they were being thrown on mattresses. That's how weak they seemed. I'm trying to see where I just got lost in my notes. I went up too far. You know, what did I try to write there? I don't know. But anyway, I feel like, I especially felt like in this match, the Dudleys, Dreamer, and Rhino almost really wanted to do these really extreme spots. You know, they kind of wanted to say, you know, F you to the PG era. And I feel like at least for some of the spots, they should have done it. Like I was saying in the other video, they should have, even though that was probably just, honestly, it was probably just water that they spilled on the table because it's WWE. It was probably just water. But if it actually was lighter fluid, I think they should have lit it on fire because, again, like I said in the other video, when you put somebody through a flaming table, the majority of the time, like DJ said, unless you're New Jack and then everything gets fucked up and it's wrong. Majority of the time, as soon as they go through the table, just the impact puts out the fire. So that would have been less violent than half of the stuff that they did in like the ladder matches. So I don't know. Just for that exciting, like, you know, awe factor, they should have done that, you know. At least for the older fans that are waiting for that, at least one, you know, they should do one, you know, big spot like that every couple pay-per-views, you know, at least TLC, maybe Extreme Rules. I don't even think they do Extreme Rules anymore. But, you know, do something just to get us excited every once in a while. You know, give us. You have oh my god moments in the video games. Give us oh my god moments in real life once in a while, occasionally. And yes, you did it with the Selena Del Sol. I give you that, but we want fire.
All right. Next is Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. I'm gonna give it to you.
All right. We got the Intercontinental Championship chair match. Yeah. I felt like this was the second good match of the night. I feel like the previous match on paper was good, and then WWE booked it, and that was the problem. But this one was really good. I realized during this match that WWE announced the WWE announced team currently is bipolar. Back in the day, we had King and JR, and King was kind of the, he would side with the heels and sympathize with the heels a lot, and then JR was, for lack of a better term, the good cop, the good guy. Like, he always supported the good guys and kind of tried to talk sense into King, when he was, being the heel, more of a heel. But I feel like with the current announced team, like, Cole will say something heelish, and then like 2 minutes later he's supporting the face. JBL will do the same thing. He'll say something really heelish, and then like a minute later be super face. And even King does it. And I don't know. I feel like that's an issue. Part of why I get annoyed with the announced team, because I want that definitive, like, okay, this is kind of the jerk of the announced team, and then this is a good guy, and Cole's gone, and that's what I want. But I don't know why I noticed that in this match. I think this was to the point where I was annoyed enough with the commentary team that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of vent about them a little bit and get a chance to say fuck you, Cole. But I love this match. Definitely. I felt like this should have been a ladder match, though. I feel like they could have done a lot more with a ladder match, especially with a title. I feel like a title match is always more exciting with a ladder match. Just having to, not only beat your opponent, but then climb the ladder to get to the title. It's just more exciting. The only thing that I didn't like, which, turned out to be a good thing if you think about it, because Ambrose technically won twice, because 2 fingers does not count as a rope break. Grabbing the rope counts as a rope break. So technically, Dean Ambrose won. Dean Ambrose won twice.
My question to you is, what constitutes a rope break? You have to be touching the rope.
No, you have to grab it.
Touching or under it.
Grabbing.
Did Seth Rollins grab the rope with his foot?
You have to. Yeah, he did. He
most certainly didn't.
Yeah, he did.
There is no way. You can't grab a rope with your foot in a wrestling booth. It doesn't work.
Put it around
not how
it.
Life works.
You put it around it, and it's the same. It's the same principle. It's still.
You didn't put it around it. His foot was laying on top of the rope.
Yeah, the back of his heel was holding it.
No, it was the freaking front of his foot.
At the front of the foot, it was like a hook. It was like a hook. It was hooked on there.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
It was.
I like this match. Before the match, though, we had a little promo by Kevin Owens, and it just really cracked me up when he said, he was like, Dean Ambrose, you think, throwing popcorn and soda in my face, is going to affect me. But I eat popcorn and drink soda every day of my life. I just really laughed at that. I thought he played that off pretty well, because it's probably true. But this match was good. I liked it. I agree. I wish it was a ladder match. I think they could have done so much with a ladder match. But for what it was really good. The the barely touching rope 2 fingers thing was a really good false finish. I thought it was over at that point, but I was surprised that Dean won. Like I've been saying, it just seems like we get a lot of long title runs now for some reason. So I was expecting the title run to be a little bit longer for Kevin Owens, especially for a guy like Kevin Owens who came in and he beat John Cena on his first night. I tell you, they'll tell you that one 5 times over. So I just feel like I didn't expect Kevin Owens to lose this early. I kind of hope they kind of keep this feud going though. This could be a really good feud, especially if they add in a little stipulation here and there with it. I think they could do something with this. This is kind of one of those matches I would love to see at WrestleMania, because they got that extra time too, that extra hour. They can give people a little bit more time with the matches.
I feel like also this would be a good feud because I could see, not that WWE would do this because they barely do anything backstage related anymore, unless it's like
unless Nia Jax throws you through a door.
That's NXT. That's different. No, but I feel like these two guys would be the kind of guys who in a feud would just attack each other in the back. Or stuff like that, which would, in a way, bring that excitement of the Attitude Era back a little bit. Even though we've talked about how we don't necessarily need that back, we just need more entertaining stuff. But I feel like they could build up a really intense feud between these two, just attacking each other in the back. Just kind of. They're both in a way kind of have heel tactics, even though Ambrose is technically the face. But I feel like they could do really good things, and if they had a feud together, which hopefully they do. But.
You trying to tell me there's a backstage area where you can fight? What?
I mean, if you go back to the old video games, the old ones, like the before it was 2K.
Like Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
That's a game right there.
Yeah.
Get on the motorcycle, you grab them, and then you ride around with them, and then you throw them away.
Basically, you can do attempted murder in that game.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much die every time you fall off anything high. Like they have that little random steel cage in the backstage area. I was playing with Rhino, and I fell off of it, and I was like, I think I died because the way it sells on that game, you land on your neck every time. No.
You bounce, and it's like that is not how gravity works. That is not. You do not bounce on concrete like that. I mean, there might be a little bit of a bounce, but
and what's up with the spin mechanics? How dare you land on your neck every single time? But anyway, next we'll get a video package on Charlotte and Paige, followed by Paige versus Charlotte. I wrote it that way because Paige came out first once again, and it's weird, and it was upsetting. No, wait a minute. Paige came out first, which was weird to me because all the champions came out first tonight except Charlotte, which was weird. What's going on? There were a lot of really Ric Flair tendency type things in this match with Charlotte. They're really trying to play off of that for some weird reason. And for some reason she doesn't use natural selection anymore, which I think is kind of weird. But this match was pretty good. I like the little kneeling DDT that kind of looked like a rampage from Charlotte. And then Ric Flair, I don't know why he was so involved in this match, but he was. Charlotte ends up winning. And she ends up winning with she exposed the turnbuckle and then ran Paige's face into it. I was expecting her to hit natural selection there, but for some reason, like I said, they don't use that move anymore for whatever odd reason. Or they don't use it a lot. They use it every once in a while. Any thoughts on Paige versus Charlotte for the Divas title of the world?
Of the universe. Yeah, like I said before, I'm not liking the way they're going with Charlotte. I want her to more so be her own individual, not just kind of a female version of her dad, kind of like they did with Bret Hart isn't Natalia's dad. He's her uncle, but similar with what they did with Natalia. I think they kind of, copied too much of Bret Hart with her and didn't let her be enough of an individual. Um, and again, like I said before, imagine how amazing this match would have been if it was on NXT. But it did start getting better as the match went on. There was one point where I had to shake my head because Ric Flair exposed the spot was where Ric Flair was supposed to expose the turnbuckle. He exposed the wrong part of the turnbuckle. He exposed like the actual bar that connects the ring post to the turnbuckle. I was like, what? What is that supposed to do?
He's old. It's not his fault.
Later in the match, when Charlotte did take the turnbuckle pad off, the correct part of the turnbuckle, she kind of like tripped Paige into the turnbuckle or threw her into it. But if you watched it, Paige's basically her hands were clearly the only thing that even came close to the turnbuckle, and they tried to sell it like she hit her head on it. It was just such a bad sell. It was one of those things where you could clearly see it without even having to like watch it a second time or, slow it down or anything. Just a bad sell there. I don't know. I still just don't like this feud, this storyline. I would rather, like I said earlier, I'd rather see maybe a feud with Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Give Sasha Banks a chance at the title. Or if you really have to keep Paige in there, make it a triple threat storyline, something like that. Just because I don't know what else they're really gonna do with Team Bad right now. Team PCB is already, disbanded basically. The Bellas are out. I guess Nikki has an injury or whatever, and they don't do anything with Alicia Fox unless she's in a faction or jobbing to somebody.
Or pouring soda on divas.
Yeah, or going crazy.
Or swinging her coat around.
Yeah. That's all she does. That's all she. Yeah. But I mean, this, like I said, it turned into a pretty good match. There was just some weird spots where I was like, what? Why?
I mean, we all know what they're setting up for. They're obviously setting up for Eva Marie to come up and win the title. We get it. We got it. But anyway,
I'll never watch Raw again.
You know what's gonna happen. like quit. Don't act like you don't know what's gonna happen. Everyone knows Eva Marie's gonna win that title. They're breeding her to win that title. I mean, just because Fly Jax is around doesn't mean that Eva Marie's not gonna win Divas Championship. Okay, so next we got the main event of the belt I can't put on. The main event of the evening. This is not the light heavyweight championship, I promise. And it is between Roman Reigns and Sheamus for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And Casey, I'm gonna let you go first because I said I'd let you go first, and I'm a man of my word.
You're also
is the champ. He's the champ, darn it! He's the champ. I haven't done it in a while. I had to do it. It had to happen.
Before I started doing this podcast with you, I didn't even know they made toy versions of the light heavyweight title. I didn't know that.
This is real, authentic plastic. I tell you.
It's authentic plastic and fake leather. That's right. Um, you can get it on eBay probably somewhere for $2. Anyway, World Heavyweight Championship TLC match. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. That's about as exciting as this match got for a while. No, but this was a good match. But I feel like it was a good match because of the carnage and broken ladders and chairs and tables.
Broken bodies.
Because if you put these two in just a regular singles match, it would be about as entertaining as watching paint dry, to be honest. It would just be horrible.
But have you ever watched paint dry? Because if you haven't ever watched paint dry, you wouldn't really know if it was boring or not. Because some people are weird and they like to watch paint dry.
I have watched paint dry. You don't even have wet paint on. Anyway,
What?
All right. Why? Anyway, I do have to give Roman Reigns some credit at certain parts in this match. First of all, the Superman punch. No, he didn't load it up. He did not load this one up. There was a couple that he did not load up, and they look so much better not loaded up. They look so much better when they're not loaded up. Tonight proved it. The Superman punch on the ladder was awesome. I think it was just because we weren't expecting it and it came out of nowhere. The one issue that I had during the match was when the League of Nations came out. Why didn't Ambrose come out to help Roman? I mean, if you boys and your brothers, where you at though? Why aren't you helping your boy? Why? Brothers have each other's backs. If it was Matt out there, Jeff would come out. I mean, he'd break his leg first, but he'd come out.
Hardy,
After the match, Roman spears all of the nation, the League of Nations, basically no selling the entire match, like nothing happened. That bothered me a little bit that he kind of basically no-selled the whole match. After the match, it was like he didn't even go through a match; he was just fine. But Triple H way oversold the chair shots too, and basically Triple H is dead right now. So I think they're looking for a new COO if anyone wants to apply for the job. But I already put my my resume in there, so I mean, thoughts on this match
/ WWE. This match was really good. I felt like, and I think it was because, like you said, this match wouldn't have been as good as a regular match. I think the stipulation really brought out the best in these two guys because of kind of who they are as wrestlers, especially together. These guys kind of work better with guys who are kind of opposites of them, but these guys together are kind of just two aggressive guys going at it. And I think, you could see the aggression in this match. You can see how aggressive this match was. You can kind of see the bruises if you look on Instagram or whatnot. You can see the bruises and marks and stuff on Sheamus's back. So, this match was good. There was a lot of carnage going on. There was a lot of things going on. But when we got to the end, the Superman punch off the ladder was fantastic. But when we got to the end, I expected the screw job because I knew it was coming. I think we all knew it was coming, especially with Roman Reigns getting so close, so close again. I was just expecting it to be more dramatic. I felt like the Bray Wyatt screw job was just so dramatic before. Even the Rollins screw job was dramatic. I even felt like the Survivor Series screw job was a little even a little bit more dramatic than this one. This one was just kind of like you expected it to happen this way, the way it happened. But nonetheless, I like this match, and I like what Reigns did after the match. You know, attacking Triple H. I thought it was a good move. It'll at least help the crowd get behind him for the next 20 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. I just think it was a good thing. We haven't seen anyone just destroy Triple H, because even when he was feuding with Sting for a little bit, he beat Sting. So like we haven't seen anyone like just destroy him, and it was nice to see. The table didn't break when he tried to put him through the announce table, but he tried again, and if at first you don't succeed, try again. A wise man once said. So that's what he did. I kind of want to see where they're gonna go with this, though. I actually get a chance to watch Raw over the next little bit, so it'll be nice to see where they go with this. I'm interested more so in everything else too. I want to see where they're gonna go with these feuds. I hope they continue Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, because I think that could be really good. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of these matches tomorrow, or on Raw tomorrow on Raw, or whenever you're watching this, whenever Monday is for you, on Raw, because that's what WWE does for some reason. They decide to throw the pay-per-view back on Raw at us because it's 3 hours. But nonetheless, I thought the show was pretty good overall. I thought it was a pretty good show. If I had to rank my top 3 matches, I think you'd have to go the Lucha Booties, and that SDS, from the top of the ladder. My goodness, I think the tag team title match was really good. The Intercontinental title match was really good, and the Famous Roman Reigns world title match was really good. I want Reigns to win the title. I just don't know when. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I think if they're gonna turn him heel, I feel like it would just feel more legit if they did it with Ambrose, because I feel like the top heel in the company being Seth Rollins being out right now. I feel like if you're gonna make anyone the top heel in the company, you need to do something with Dean Ambrose, just because he's the most over guy in the company, and it makes a lot of sense. Any final thoughts on the pay-per-view before we say bye to the good people?
I am a little bit upset with Roman that he didn't steal the title. I felt like that was a perfect opportunity, and they could have done a lot with that. He could have used that as blackmail to kind of get a rematch, or get him.
He could have filed an injunction, and then we could have had a tournament, and then we could have ended up with Sheamus for.
Yeah, he could have done that. He should have. He should have. I mean, his family's got money. He's related to The Rock. Come on now. Yeah, I like this. This show is pretty good. Obviously we knew the Dean Ambrose Kevin Owens match was going to be awesome. I don't feel like it could have not been. Surprised with the tag team match and the World Heavyweight title match. Those 2 matches were the ones that I wasn't expecting much from, but they really surprised me. I hope they keep doing good stuff like this, giving us exciting matches. And like you said, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with all of this on Raw tomorrow night. I'm curious to see, I saw on Instagram that, Triple H got taken out by ambulance. Is he going to be on Raw tomorrow? Is he, is he going to be in the hospital? What's going on with that? Obviously we have to hear that god-awful shriek from Stephanie tomorrow. That's all she's going to do. She's just going to shriek the whole time. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what they're going to do with all this. Especially with Dean Ambrose as your new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion
of the world. Of every continent ever.
Of the universe.
But there we go. That was your TLC review for 2015. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's not even hard. And I'm not asking you to do anything that difficult. You know, all you gotta do, you can probably close your eyes and hit it. I'll be honest. You probably just close your eyes, hit it. If I'm not talking anymore, you probably pause the video, and that's your fault.
Hitting
Casey,
it
yes,
is about as easy as breaking a table in the tables match. It's that easy. That is how
that's
he
true.
did, and
That's true.
it's that easy too. You know, you don't have
I
to hit
mean,
it.
yeah, I mean, you don't even have to get up like Devon. You know, you don't have to get up. You know, you can do it from your seat right here. But we'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got NXT Takeover coming up soon. We got some other stuff coming up soon. Excited. Should be an exciting week in the wrestling world. I'm gonna try to go catch up on Ring of Honor. I'll probably catch up this week, to be honest, because I'm gonna be doing nothing with my life, which is gonna be fantastic for the next month. But we will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you.